The 1960s were the pinnacle of this Philly group's prominence. Before exploding in the 1960s, this group had a 4-year apprentice on the city's club scene. The centerpiece of today's video is all about the Tymes. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more content. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. This story begins in 1956 with a group called the Leners, who claimed they had a Latin sound. The founding members of this Philadelphia group were Donald Banks, Albert Berry, Norman Burnett, and George Hilliard. Later in 1956, the Leners gained local recognition after competing in a talent contest called the Tip Top Talent Hour, broadcast by Philadelphia radio station WBPTV. The Leners were also referred to as the Jewels, which should not be confused with the R&B girl group the Jewels. In 1963, the group signed with Cameo Parkway Records, and the president of the label chose to rename the group to the Tymes. The group soon recorded the cappella song, So Much in Love.
But me and you so in love, so much in.
The record reached #1 on the pop charts, where it remained there for 15 weeks. It also peaked at #4 on R&B charts, where it remained there for 10 weeks, demonstrating that the group was more successful with the mainstream audiences than the African American audiences. It also reached #21 in the United Kingdom and eventually sold over 1 million copies. They followed up with their debut album, So Much in Love, which peaked at #16 on the Billboard 200 charts. A second album, Somewhere, was released quickly and peaked at #122 on the Billboard 200 charts. The group was sought after and appeared on Dick Clark's television show American Bandstand. In 1964, their single, Wonderful Wonderful, which peaked at #7 on the pop charts.
I turn to you and you melt in my.
It was included in their third album, The Sound of the Wonderful Times, which reached #117 on the Billboard 200 charts. After going 4 years without a single or album, in 1968 the group signed with Columbia Records. Their first release with Columbia was the hit People from the Musical, Funny Girl. In 1974, RCA Records signed the group. During this period, the group released You Little Trustmaker, which reached #12 on the Billboard pop charts and #18 in the United Kingdom.
All that I can count on, you little trustmaker.
While Miss Grace did not fare well in the United States, it rose to #1 in the United Kingdom.
You're the twinkle in my eye. No need to wonder.
2 years later, in 1976, Albert Berry and George Hilliard had been replaced with female singers, Terry Gonzalez and Melanie Moore. That same year the group released It's Cool reached #68 on the pop charts.
I really can't shake it. I'm stuck like.
And God's Gonna Punish You, which charted at #41 and was the last song by the group to hit the Billboard charts.
You better watch the things you say and the things you do.
In 2001, So Much in Love was elected to the Songs of the Century list, and 4 years later, in 2005, the Tymes were inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. Donald Banks passed on October 7, 2011 at the age of 72. George Reginald Williams Jr. passed on July 28, 2004 at the age of 68, and lead vocalist George Hilliard passed on September 24th, 2014 at the age of 73. Within 2 decades, the Tymes released 8 albums, and their music continues to be played and performed globally, especially the smooth Philadelphia cappella sound. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from the Tymes?